This is Sebastian Vettel Martinez for Fight Club Rush, here with headliner Fernando El Toro Flores, who faces Felipe Lima in the main event at Fight Club Rush 8, Saturday, March 6th, only on UFC Fight Pass. And how does that sound, Fernando? Only on UFC Fight Pass, the main event. There's a lot of words that fighters are looking for to be described by, and you have that now in what could very well be the biggest fight in your career.
When I hear it, it sounds very good for me, very, very good. And I'm here to fight and to show Felipe that I have a good striking and that I have a good. I'm a fighter, and he will feel that tomorrow.
Yeah, he's obviously a big up-and-coming guy. There's a lot of hype behind him. That also brings a lot of expectations. And then there's also the questions, well, a lot of his fights were in Brazil. You could maybe question some of the opponents. Whereas, you've been facing top-notch competition here in Scandinavia for a long time. The likes of Domingo Pietra and lots of other fighters. What do you think about that experience difference? Do you think that's going to be a big part of a fight?
Maybe, maybe not. It's a fight. It's a fight. If I hit right, maybe be a shutdown. You never know. It's MMA. That's why I love it. I have a good experience in the MMA game and in my fighting style too, because I got many amateur fights and professional too. I also, like I always told, sorry for my English, but I just love to fight and to compete. And tomorrow is the same thing.
Yeah, and you've been doing that very well. You're in on a nice win streak now with two very strong performances. Submission win over Michel Degashek, and then a dominant decision over Robert Nyström, where I think you were about this close from knocking him out. You seem to be in a real good flow lately. Why is that? It seems like stuff is just coming together for you career-wise.
Yeah, that's a good question. Before I fight, I felt I fight with anger. Now I feel I fight with happiness. Okay. So it's a big difference for me, the approach, that I don't need that rush to get angry. I want to enjoy the cage time. So that's much better for me, and I'm taking that moment into me, into myself, and to be a better place and to be a better human being.
Well, you've definitely done that so far. I mean, you're one of the happier, nicer guys around outside of a cage. I think most of MMA Sweden would agree with that. Inside the cage, obviously, you let El Toro loose. And it's an interesting dichotomy that, that you're fighting now with happiness. Was it something special that prompted that? What made caused this change?
Many thoughts. That emotion is when you get life. I think that time and the place, I came, I don't know, instinct in my head that I have to change. I have to change the game to step up my game. And that's what's happened.
Well, it definitely seems to be working. As a fight fan, I am super hyped, but it's time for you to let all the fans watching around the world, what can they expect from your main event bout, this historic bout against Felipe Lima?
Felipe Lima is a very, very tough opponent, a good opponent that take the fights. He didn't back down, so for the fans and the people that are watching, expect a good high-level MMA fight.
And that we will certainly do. Expectations are high, but I'm sure they will be met. You cannot miss the main event fight between Fernando Flores and Felipe Lima on UFC Fight Pass, Fight Club Rush 8. Thank you very much. Good luck in the fight.
Thank you.